Hey everybody, not dead! Yay! Okay, so, wow. The weather keeps doing this. And then we'll have like really warm days where it's like 10 degrees. No, okay, warm days like 15, 20 degrees because it's winter. It's hilarious. And then we'll have days where it's 5 degrees and pouring down rain and windy because it is windy welly. And then we get this whole disgusting, phlegmy thing going on, which is awful, but that's okay. We work through it. So this week I'm working at a company called Xero. It's a temp project. I'm processing direct bank feed applications. They're an accounting firm, and it's a really cool place to work. So they're in the States, Australia, and the UK. I'm not sure if they have an office in Canada yet, so I'm kind of hoping they do because they're really cool. And they're for small businesses, which we need more of in Canada. Yay, small businesses. Anyway, yeah, wow. Sorry, I'm distracted because the light from the windows in the living room keep reflecting off my glasses, if you guys hadn't noticed. So I'm like, wee, because I'm 5. Anyway, so it's a really cool place to work. I work on a team of 4 right now. Like, there's probably 8 of us all together because they're backlogged a whole bunch. Normally, they have like 400 applications to process, but they have like 1,200 applications right now. So there's 4 temps, and we're just like, tick, 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 tick. We're pretty good. I like my fellow temps. They're really, really nice. We all work for the same company, Madison. Yeah, recruitment, they're really good. This is the second job I've gotten through them. So far for the temp assignments that I've done, they're the ones that have come through Madison. So I really like them. Oh, yeah, so back to Xero. Really cool company to work for. So they have a full espresso machine, and in the mornings, like twice a week, they have a barista come in and make you coffee. You just go be like, hey, can I get a latte? And he's all like, I can do that. So they have a barista come in like 2-3 times a week. Other than that, you just make your own. They have vending machines that don't cost anything. So they've got like juice and pop and like milk, which is super exciting. They have free fruit every day. Once a month they do a bake-off and bring the leftovers around. So Thursday was the cupcake bake-off. I got a double chocolate peanut butter Reese's Pieces cupcake, and it was like a chocolate cupcake with chocolate in the middle, and then like peanut butter frosting with a peanut butter cup on top. It was so good. And they just brought it around right before lunch. So yeah. Oh, the days are longer because we had an hour for lunch. So it's like 9 till 6. And like that 1 hour makes a huge difference. I know it seems really weird, but like by 6 o'clock, I'm like, I am so done. I just want to go home and sleep. Yeah, but it's a really cool place to work, and they've got like a pool table, and there's like a beer fridge so that you can like help yourself to beer if you drink beer, and on Fridays they highly encourage it. They bring candy around, or lollies, as they call them. So I sat there and I ate like gummy worms and like Jaffas. Okay, Jaffas are like chocolate balls covered in orange candy that looks red, so it's kind of like eating Tiger Tail, but with chocolate instead of black licorice, which is cool. Anyway, uniquely Kiwi. I will have to send some home to people and stuff and things. And then on top of that, so like, and then they have like a PlayStation 4 with like 5 controllers, so you can hang out and play, and then there's like a seating area outside you can go and sit and eat on a picnic table outside. Yeah, it's a really chill place, and they're just like, oh yeah. Oh, and my desk moves up, my desk moves down, my desk moves up, my desk moves up. So like for the last 2 hours of work, I generally just like stand, because after sitting for like 7 hours, I'm like, so I stand and I dance, and my coworkers trying not to make fun of me. But yeah, no, it's great. And like there's water, and I can always get juice, and they have tea on hand, and it's nice. It's really nice. Yeah, and the work is pretty straightforward. I'm still getting the hang of it, but we've only been there 2 days. Next week it'll be better. Sorry, this is my first coffee, so you have to suffer through me, because those of you who don't know, I drink coffee, and if I don't get my first coffee in the morning, I'm like, I'm gonna kill everybody. But I haven't, because I'm awesome. Awesome. Because everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Everything is awesome when you live in the dream. And now it's all stuck in your head, and you all hate me, but that's okay. I love that song. I have 5 versions of it. 5. I've got the original, I've got the techno remix, I've got the instrumental, I've got the rap version, and I've got the acoustic version of it. Thank you to my friend Lexa, who sent it to me on my awesome MP3 player. Awesome MP3 player. So I have the entire Lego soundtrack, and I'm like, this is great. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, dance. and everybody's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, everything is awesome. They're all like, I hate you. I hate you so much. It was great. Also, so at the Zero thing, on the email we got from Madison, it's a corporate office. So we all dress like super corporate, and we walk in and everybody's in jeans and t-shirts, and we're like, thick. So yesterday, we were all in jeans. It was wonderful. Yeah, so work's been good. It's a little dull sometimes, but mainly because you're staring at a screen all day and my eyeballs are just not used to it. It's like, anyway, because I'm cool like that. So, I've also think I finally figured out where the side seams are placed on the Batgirl costume. Sorry, backing it up. If I haven't mentioned it in any of my other videos, I love Batman, Batgirl, love Harley, I love Batman. Always have loved Batman. Batman was my first comic, yeah. When I was like knee-high to grass I used to watch Batman the animated series. Fell in love with Harley when I was like 6 because, yeah, I'm cool like that. Anyway, so yeah, I fell in love with Harley and that was awesome and she's still my favorite and we do all the cool things together. Cool things. And you're probably wondering why I'm cosplaying. Anyway, sorry, off track. I'm cosplaying Batgirl. The reason I'm not doing Harley right now is Suicide Squad comes out in a month and I really don't like that costume. Like, it's not Harley at all and it really bothers me. Like, it's gonna sound really pathetic and lame, but Harley doesn't wear high heels. Every rendition of Harley up until Suicide Squad, she's been in flat boots because she was a gymnast. Gymnasts, they don't do it in heels. I'm okay with the fact that it's like blue and red, or she's doing blue and pink. That's a rendition. I'm not okay with what I've seen in the commercials so far, because they make her sound stupid, and she actually does have a PhD in psychology. She's crazy, but she's really intelligent, and I think that's part of the reason I identify with her so much, is because I feel crazy, even though I'm not crazy, like, you know, homicidal crazy most of the time. I mean, I'm kidding, I'm not. Anyway, so I'm apprehensive about seeing Suicide Squad, which is strange. However, if the DC track record is anything, it's not going to be a great film. Hate to say it, DC's doing great with shows, like Flash and Arrow, and apparently Supergirl. I haven't seen it yet, don't hate me. It's on the list of things to watch, and I can't find it here, so I may have to wait. Anyway, they don't have a great track record with movies. The Man of Steel I didn't like. Batman vs. Superman was awful because there was no introduction to Batman, or like they did the origin story, but like they were forcing something and it was just meh. I mean, Wonder Woman, that is so cool that she's getting her own thing and I'm 100% supportive of that, but I just hope it's better than the Superman movies because they've kind of not been so great, in my opinion. You may have a varied opinion. I didn't like them because they're just not consistent and they rushed way too many things and they're trying to do an origin story, and I feel like with Man of Steel you don't really need to do an origin story, but like you kind of did and then you kind of didn't and it just fell flat and it was just, anyway, in my opinion. Okay, I'm not like a movie reviewer, I'm just a geek who has an opinion about geeky things because I'm a geek. That's what we do. Anyway, backing it up and then backing it up again. Oh yeah, reason I'm not doing Harley, I hate the costume and I would love to do her Jester costume, but I'm going to do it probably as a onesie because I really want a onesie. I've wanted a onesie since I found out onesies were a thing. I wanted footy pajamas since I was too big for footy pajamas. You can ask my mom. Not that she's going to post a video and be like, yes, she wanted that. And if she was here, I would totally make her say that. Well, not make her say that, but like in the video with me. But she's on the other side of the world, like completely different time zone. Anyway, not the point. Yeah, so I will eventually do a Harley, but I have to find one I like. And there are lots of variations on her costume. Like, especially because I'm reading the single issue Harley comic, there are so many different outfits I can be wearing that I'm like, yeah, there's this actually really cool one. I think it's the second or third issue. I don't know. Anyway, she's fighting off these guys in a department store and she's wearing just like a blue and red simple sundress and it's got like combat boots and like weapons everywhere. And I'm like, that's something I would do. Roller derby Harley. I would love to do roller derby Harley. That would be awesome. Anyway, getting back. I'm doing Batgirl because I love Batgirl. I've always loved Batgirl. Because, well, as a little girl, I identified with more girls than boys. But I did. Some people didn't. I loved boy things, like I loved comic books and superheroes, but then I love Batgirl and Harley Quinn, and don't get me wrong, love me some Robin. Well, I liked Grayson as Robin. Damian I'm a little bit iffy on. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked again. Sorry, I could go on this whole long rant about it. I like comics. Geek. You knew that. If you didn't, surprise! If you did, yay! Geeks unite! Anyway, so I'm working on this Batgirl, and in the new Batgirl, because I'm doing Burnside Batgirl, which is the newest Batgirl, people have mixed feelings. I like her costume, and I have mixed feelings about the comic itself, because some of the drawings I'm not a huge fan of. The storyline's a little bit all over the place, but that's... Anyway, I digress again. So I'm doing this, and it's a leather jacket, and it's cool because, like, the leather jacket, and then there's snaps here for the cape to come off, so I could just wear the leather jacket. So I've been working on it for weeks, because if I screw it up, I'm going to be super disappointed, because I love Batgirl, and I really, 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 really want to do this right. So after, like, hours and hours of research, yes. And it's not just reading comics. This is going online, finding art, and finding it just so I can get the right angles to find out where the scenes might sit just logically. And getting back views and side views. You always need lots of views when you're making costumes. Most of you have probably made costumes. If you haven't, t-shirts are super easy because there's like seams here and then seams here. And sometimes there's not even seams here. It's just seams here. And it's, anyway, it's... With a jacket, it's pieces, and especially with this particular leather jacket, it's got like pieces that cut here, and then there's like parts here, and then there's like side parts, and there's like two pieces at the back, because it's got one piece here, and then the back part, and then there's sleeves, and then there's the cuffs, and the collar, and the part down here, and it's very all over, and I've been working on it for a while now, and I think I've got most of it figured out, and I have to pick one particular single issue, because with comics, not the same artist draws it every time, so it's always slightly different. They get the general overall, and with comics, you don't actually have to draw in a lot of the side seams depending on how they're and stuff, because it just doesn't make sense. So as a costume maker, it's like a nightmare, but at the same time, I also want it to be perfect because it'll be my first time working with leather, and so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to make a mock-up in something else, and then work with leather on something smaller. I might do the utility belt first, just to get the hang of working with leather and making sure my machine can handle it. Machine I don't have yet, by the way. Still no sewing machine. Getting there. Anyway, so yeah, it's just about finding the right material, and I already know how I want to make the helmet. I'm trying to convince the, my friend of a friend who works at Weta. I'm like, so can we sneak in there and can you do a head cast? Because she's got like a cowl thing, but it's only like a helmet and it only just comes over the ears, so it's just here, which is awesome. So it's like, ooh, which is cool. So just clink. But I need to get it to fit my head properly. So one of two things need to happen. I need a head cast so I can like mold it, because I want to do it with Worbla. Which is a whole different kettle of fish, because I think it'll give it the best look, and you can paint it a whole bunch of different colors, or I have to get my flatmate to wrap my whole entire head in saran wrap. You gotta do your whole head, and then you just gotta, like, take the saran wrap off, we saran wrap the whole thing, cut out eye slits, like, just so you can see, well, actually, just close your eyes under mouth hole so you can breathe, and then you tape the whole thing, and then you, like, cut... yeah, you just like cut it open, the front, I guess, and then you have like this mold of your head, and you can make the pieces out of it, and roughly the same size, but then you actually have to like mold the Worbla to your head, and some of you are like, why don't you just use a dummy head? I'm like, because it needs to fit properly. If it doesn't fit properly, it moves around, or it's too small, because a lot of times the dummy heads are not the same size as like an adult head. They're like child size. Even if they say adult size, they're really not, and they tend to be on the smaller end. So I'm really getting into costuming without actually doing a lot. Yeah. Anyway, so that's what's been going on with that. Oh, I went skating on Thursday. It's Saturday here now. So it's Friday night for you guys. It doesn't matter. So, yeah, no, I went skating because they have a temporary rink down by the Wellington Harbor, which is awesome. And you put on these skates, and they're like, okay, so anyone's ever been skating, you think, yeah, laces, and no, these were like those like pullover adjustable things, so they didn't fit quite right, and the adjustable things kept digging into our feet. And I haven't been skating since my accident. For those of you who don't know, about 4 summers ago, I got really drunk. I was walking home from a stag and doe and decided